This is Todd.
Hi.
This is Todd's mom.
Hi.
In a moment, Todd's mom will read her son's internet browsing history.
What?
Aloud, please.
No.
Supermodels on trampolines.com. Why don't girls like me? How to overcome an overbearing mother.
Okay, cut.
If you wouldn't want mom looking through your web history, why would you let hackers, ad companies, or your internet and cellular provider do the same thing?
Why does my junk burn?
They can track and record everything you do online, but not if you have ExpressVPN.
Why did you buy a $200 ninja outfit?
For fighting.
ExpressVPN apps keep your activity and identity private while you browse, stream, email, or download. Protect all of your devices with just one click.
Are my hands small?
Okay, I'm done. You guys are all terrible people.
ExpressVPN. Take back your privacy today.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Content Creators University. Another episode today. This special edition Black History Month celebration. I'm always excited, right? And we have a special guest again today. A little more about that in just a minute. I want to welcome you if you're new to the platform. Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is JP Hightek. I am the host and creator of this platform, which is a digital master school to help you master the business side of content creation, right? So this is what we're discussing today. And I know a lot of you guys were very interested in this topic, how to build your business with content creation, which is something that so many businesses or small business owners and so many people are trying to do or already doing or trying to improve, right? So we're about to talk about that with our special guest. But for the folks that don't know me, I'm JP Hightek. I am a global branding expert. And I help people make an impact, right? With high quality visuals, leveraging live videos, production, and your branding, right? Create a brand, which is what we talk about all the time, because there's a difference between having a business and creating a brand. And we help you create a brand, and that's what we do. So if this is something you appreciate, well, let me go ahead and ask you to subscribe to the channel, right? And while you subscribe, if you like what we do, well, stick around and activate the bell icon so you never miss any episode every single time we go live on this channel, right? So now we're about to talk about the news. We always have the news on this broadcast. What is happening with the Content Creators University, which is a community, right, that you may want to join. So just in a little bit, we will talk about the news. Don't go anywhere. Stay with me.
Yo, it's your boy Jay Dunn. Look, you are on Content Creator University. You finally made it. It's live right now. So stay right here because it's about to be crazy. Let's go.
That was Unplugged 2022, which is the first news I wanted to talk about here. As you can see, if you're watching this right now, the website, as you can see on your screen, is unpluggedconference.com. If you're listening to the podcast, this is a conference that's taking place. It's a hybrid event, 2 days in person. One day will be virtual. It's taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is going to be a premium event from March 30th to April 1st. I am excited and humbled to be one of the speakers, right? You have a lineup of 11 professionals that will be speaking to you if you're in the workplace. You're an HR professional. You're in the business sphere. You want to network and connect and learn the secret of the trade in order to elevate and build a successful career. And also understand what are the do's and don'ts on the workplace, and also understanding what HR can do for you as an employee. Most time we don't realize all the advantage as part of this, right? And one thing that I love about this event is, it's going to be a premium event like you see on the flyer. We're going to have catering, free food, premium food and drinks, networking after party. It's going to be dope. So I'm going to ask you, if you're interested in coming to anything like this, go ahead and get your ticket right now. The website is unpluggedconference.com. Folks, you do not want to miss this, right? So next thing on the news I want to talk about is what we have been celebrating, which is Black Successful Creators series for this month of Black History. And like you guys know, since the beginning of the month, we've been receiving amazing, successful leaders, right, in their field that came here every single week to teach us things as that we need to understand, not to elevate our business and our offering with content creation as leaders, as entrepreneurs. We need to understand certain things, right? The way business is done today, like I always say, is different. And my saying is, the day you stop learning, you stop growing, right? So you want to always keep learning in order for you to keep growing. Very, very, very important, right? So that's what we want to do. So talking about that, folks, there's also one thing that I want to share with you guys that did not know this, and that will be for you to be aware that we do have, right, our podcast. If you didn't know and you only watch this on TV or on YouTube, you don't just watch the video. Well, let me let you know that the podcast is syndicated across every single major podcast platform, right? So all you have to do is go to the website contentcreatorsuniversity.com and get more information, right? We are available on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, you name it, is everywhere, right? Go ahead and download the Content Creators University podcast. New episode released every single week. And while you do that, one favor I want to ask you is leave us a review, right? Let us know if this is blessing you, if this is adding anything or helping you move the needle or helping you improve the things that you're doing, right? We want to hear from you. That will be very, very nice. That's what we want to bring to your news. And talking about this being available is also on your Roku TV application, your Amazon Fire TV application. So right now, this is live right now on those platforms. And I want to thank those of you that are watching it, welcoming us in your bedroom, right? Every single week. Thank you, folks. We appreciate you. And talking about Roku, well, some of you are asking me, what is the solution you use, JP? Well, guess what? Now we have them as partners, sponsors on the Content Creators University, and that is called RTN Streams, right? And the website is rtnstreams.com is the solution you want to use. That's what I personally use to power my TV application, my OTT, Roku TV application, Amazon Fire TV application, and allow me to be simultaneously live, not just on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn right now, but also on my website and those TV applications. Phenomenal solution that is vital for us business owners. If you think about the SEO, the visibility that you're giving to your business is just mind-blowing, right? So go ahead and check it out. Again, the website is rtnstreams.com. And for the folks that want to connect with JP, right, you want to connect with me, well, it's very simple. Go to my website, jphightek.com. If you're listening to the podcast, it's jphightek.com. If you want to connect with me, go ahead and book a free consultation. If you want me and my team to help you elevate your brand, help you build, your live video presence, your virtual studio, you name it, that is what we do. And we've been doing this for over 15 years. And if you want to elevate it, you want to make an impact, I would love to connect with you. Again, the website is jphightek.com. Go right there, click on free booking, and get yourself a free 30-day consultation so we can work together. All right, folks. So now let's go ahead and talk about our guest. For the folks that do not know, her name is Linnita Hosten. And if you didn't know, Linnita is a student success strategist. She's also an author and award-winning speaker. And she's amazing. It's not her first time on the platform. She was here with us before last year, and we promised that we'll bring her back. And today we're discussing how to build your business as a content creator. And she has been doing just that, right? What strategy is she using? How exactly is she approaching this? How is she growing her business, right? Tangibly making money. Well, there's several aspects to this, and we're about to talk about that right after this intro. Stay with me. We'll be right back.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. This nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
All right, wow. Linnita, we want to welcome you here this time. Welcome to the Black History Month celebration with the Content Creators University. How did you feel watching that segment where Martin Luther King Jr. was sharing his dream, which is literally something that we're still walking in today?
Mm-hmm. I felt uplifted. I felt encouraged, and I felt proud. There was like a knowing a lot of the leaders who are being developed and those who are leading the way now. It was a sense of pride. Yeah. Beautiful. Very well orchestrated, JP.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, welcome to the Content Creators University again. You are our guest. You were with us last year, and we promised that we will bring you back in. This is the perfect time for you to come back onto the platform and share with us again your amazing expertise, right? For the folks that are discovering you for the first time today, let's go ahead and ask you to take a minute and introduce yourself so they know exactly who you are, please.
Absolutely. Well, what I'm excited. It's always a pleasure when someone invites you back to their home. That's a big deal. So thank you for the invitation. For those of you who I am just now meeting, my name is Linnita Hosten. I am the founder of Excellence Brainery, where we empower high school students to stand on their own 2 feet after graduation. And the goal is to equip them with a post-productivity plan so that they are confident, competent, and competitive for the marketplace when they graduate. So that's the kind of line of work that I do. People like to call me a combination of a life coach and a career coach put together with a team behind me, if that allows you to get a visual.
Yes, ma'am. Fantastic. I mean, we do know that our teens, those are the future leaders, right? The future president, the future CEOs and CFOs and leaders of the world. And so having you pour into them now is just setting them for success, which is something that phenomenal that I love, that you are, you have that purpose in life and pushing that agenda. It's just amazing. Thank you so much for what you do. And so 2022 now, we have a different way of trying to learn and know our guests a little more in a unique way. We have some fun questions here lined up for you. So let's go ahead and get that started. The first question I have for you is, if you were a superhero, Linnita, who will that be and why?
Mm. Okay, so in full disclaimer, I didn't grow up a normal kid. I was very mature, so I didn't watch a lot of cartoons. So the only cartoon that I remember watching and I actually like, I'm gonna say the Powerpuff Girls, and they're not a superhero, so I'm just all off. Okay, so between them or Captain Planet, maybe. But as you see, my superhero like dictionary or the source or reference group is a very non-existent. Um, but I'm gonna go with those two. I'm gonna stick to what I know, okay? Because I can speak on behalf of what they did. So between the
Right.
Powerpuff Girls, I know they're not a superhero, or Captain Planet.
All right. All right. All right. Well, we appreciate that, right? We appreciate that. Different generations and different things. So, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Now, let's go party a little bit, right? Whenever you want to relax on the weekend or you're off, right? You're on vacation and stuff like that. And are you more of a movie at the house type of girl, cuddle, like cover yourself in a blanket, or you're more going out, partying, going to the theater and continue it? Which type of, which will you choose? What would you do?
If I'm on vacation,
Yes.
oh, I'm resting. Vacation, I'm on go all the time. My life is a go. My life is a party. My life is being public facing and being like extracting energy. My life is like bringing a light bulb into other people. It's high energy. So my
Mm-hmm.
leisure time, I like to rest. So I'm going to the spa. Somebody rubbing my feet, JP. And I'm gonna relax, let the sun like penetrate my skin, get some good vitamin D, or put on some meditation music. It's relaxation
Right.
time for me.
Yep. Yep.
I pack a little bit of club attire because I do like to dance.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the MO is to really refuel. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we need those, man. Yeah, especially what you do. You travel a lot. You speak at different places. You have different events, conferences, summits, and all those things happening. Yeah, it is important to refuel, just relax, and get back stronger again. So yeah, that's totally understandable. So now let me ask you this, right? If you were to meet your 20-year-old self, so Linnita when she was 20, right? What will be, and if you were to give her one major advice, what will that be and why?
Hmm. I would tell her to trust her instinct. I would. I think that was something that I had to learn to listen to. I call my instinct my girlfriend.
Hmm.
And I posted about this online. When you have a close friend, you honor their counsel. That's why they're your close friend, prayerfully. And your instinct functions like your girlfriend. So one of the things that I did not do in my 20s was listening to the instinct. It shows up first in your body, and I teach this to my students. Your body has a response to environments and people. It's instinctual. When something
Hmm.
feels uncomfortable, when something feels like unsafe, you will know. Like listening to that, what we call a quiet voice. I would tell my 20-year-old self, like, don't discredit that feeling that you have. Listen to it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep. Because a lot of times when you don't have experience in something, then you feel unqualified, even though you might be on the right path because you don't have any foundation to that. Then you feel like, oh, I'm on shaky waters. But there's so many things that if we just stuck to those things and stayed consistent and have faith,
Mhm.
will have been some major accomplishments in our lives. So I love that. I love that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So let's go ahead and dive into today's nitty and gritty, right? As you know, is the Black History Month celebration. Excited to have you during this amazing time. And look, next month, we're celebrating women, right? Black than women. This is amazing. It's really, really
Awesome.
nice. So let me ask you this. When you hear Black History Month, what does that make you think of as a Black woman living in America today?
I just I feel like it's my personal opportunity to reflect, like to just really think back and credit those who've come before me, and to like be accountable for the part that I'm playing to make things more progressive for those after me. It's like check in for me.
Mm,
Yeah, I
mm.
see it like a check in.
Check in. Wow. Yeah, that's the first time hearing that, and that's deep, right? Yeah, yeah, we're here. We're here. We're present. We're not invisible. We're still here. We're working. We're fighting every day, and every day to me, right, is a reminder of the fight that we're in, and another opportunity to make a difference and closing the gap, and really conquer in the things that we're doing, and make sure that we do those things in your favorite motto, which is in excellence.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so today we're talking how to build your business or how to grow your business with content creation, right? And that is something that I've personally watched you do, right? I can
Mhm.
testify that I've seen you elevate, first thing, elevate and grow, improve with your content creation. I've seen you invest in your business, and I've seen you leverage your content creation to grow your business. But this is something today that a lot of folks are wondering, how do we do that, right?
Mhm.
What's the strategy? What's the best way to do it? And people are taking a lot of classes. They're wondering, oh, how is this person doing this? I have a business. I don't really understand. So today I want to ask you a question, right? As a business owner, when you hear content creation, what does it tell you as a non-traditional content creator?
When I hear the word content creator, I honestly think pressure of
Mm,
to be consistently creative. And that's not a good feeling. It's actually like it to me, it's a trigger for anxiety when I hear content creator
mm,
because I hear accountability and responsibility and repetition. And for a while, probably until I met you, I would have never described myself as such. I had learned the principles and the impact of having a consistent and intentional online presence that I had almost adapted content creation without labeling it as such. And I was already consistent and visual and strategic. And then when I met you, you kind of put the definition on the work that I was doing. I'm like, oh, I guess I am a content creator, but I would have never labeled myself as such. I
hmm.
tend to I was labeling myself as in the area of business that I practice. I'm a
Right.
practitioner for youth development and professional training and career development. So I just labeled it as such. But every time I appear online, that's content creation. How it is, even if it's through words like captions, if it's through images, if it's through short form video,
Hmm.
even if it's through telling stories about my family, that's content creation. So, I didn't realize that I was doing it at first.
Which is true
Mhm.
because a lot of people are are where you were, right? Meaning they may be doing that and not even realizing that that's what they've been doing this entire time. And when they hear
Mhm.
content creation, because that's also something that we need to clarify to people, when we say content creation, it's not the traditional YouTuber or influencer, right? Like the traditional person that say, hey, I just make videos for a living. No, content means a lot of different things, and we've also learned that creator is somebody that's bringing something into existence, right? So you are doing something, you're creating something, you're putting something out there that wasn't there before, and you're providing a specific content in different type of forms: written,
That's
audio,
true.
video, and even, did you know, and this is something I had a conversation with. Did you know that an author in today's society is called a content creator?
No. Wow.
I was happy to learn that. I was happy to learn that actually
Wow.
authors now are also considered content creator, because when you think of it, if you take the definition of content and then you take the definition of a creator, You're actually creating content for people to consume.
That's true.
Uh, exactly.
That's true.
hmm
So
And we
that means
don't,
everyone is. For to be honest.
there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Actually, everyone is a content creator, but anybody that's creating something and putting it into existence is a content that was created. Now, when we're talking about content, there are multiple types of content, right? Multiple types. There are people, they're just journalists, right? Creating content for a newspaper. Some are podcasters creating audio podcasts. Some are video producers on a specific medium, right? They're on
Right.
YouTube, they're on Roku, you name it, right? You're creating something that wasn't there before. So for business owners, that is a definition that is unknown or not popular, right? So I wanted us to explain that while we're building the foundation for today's conversation, right? So leading to that, my question to you will be, okay, there's a lot of coaches and a lot of classes, master classes and all that are out there that people pay for. Um, and this is a question that came offline in private, anonymously. They're wondering. Some people have spent money in a lot of classes, master classes, and all that, just to master how to really leverage content creation for their business, and realizing that it's not really working for them, right?
Mm.
And so they're wondering, is this something that's real? Now you're doing
Mm.
it. Give us a real answer. Do you believe there's a thing as truly, right, realistically, leveraging content creation to push your business and make tangible money, or not really, right? What would you say as a professional to that?
Oh, it's absolutely real. It is very real. If you think about the last time you purchased an event ticket, a product or service randomly, and you did not know the person who produced it, wrote it, you had no
hmm
connection to the original visionary, you consume some type of content that influenced you to buy. So you're either a consumer or you are a creator. Creators understand the behavior patterns of consumption. And so they're intentional about touching those areas for potential consumers so that they can transition them from being not just a consumer, but a buyer. So just to make this practical, um, let's say you are a graphic designer. No, let's say you're a masseuse. Your
hmm
content that you were creating would not be about, well, it could be an insight into your suite. I feel like that's like a common generic, like, hey, this is what it would be like. This is the aesthetic. But it could also be like, here are the 5 pain points on your body that you can touch yourself. Like you can self massage to alleviate pain. People will would gravitate to something that they can do on their own. And by
hmm
doing so, you are developing relationship with them and rapport and trust. And then you can offer them things. If they like you, they'll buy it. So, and that's strategic. That's thinking about how consumers consume. We are drawn to things that we can use, practical, that we can share with others, things that make us look good, to be honest. We're all
hmm
like in it for some type of self growth. And so, how can you bring value to other people's lives? And it's opposite of what we see most people do. I feel like most social media influencers, when they have gotten to a level of prestige, the need to do that strategically doesn't exist anymore because they've already won you over. And those are the people who we actually model our content creation behind. We say, oh, they did a photo shoot and they were walking in the mall with their kids and they just say happy Sunday. But because they don't necessarily have to be strategic anymore, they already have your eyes. They already have your trust. So at this point, it's just maintaining relationship by being visible. So they don't have to be, but when you're creating content and you're building it from like grassroots, like I did, you have to build that community, which means you have to give them tips, advice, encouragement, counsel, insights into what it means to build something. Make them feel a part of your community. Like, so it does have to be strategic. And yes, it converts. It converts. Uh, and I'll say this now. I'll be quiet. Yesterday, a parent from Jack and Jill, the DC chapter,
Mm-hmm.
they're having an event. I'm going to speak at the event this weekend. The coordinator says, "Oh, someone on our committee said that they know you." And I said, "Oh, what's their name?" And she mentioned the name. I don't know the person. Now I'm at the point now where I don't know people anymore. I used to remember, but now when people connect online, I can't account for them. Like I haven't personally shook their hand. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe if I see her, I'll recognize her. So I went to look her up on Facebook. I never met her before. She knows me through my content. So, it can be infectious. And I don't know if you've
Mm.
done this, JP. Sometimes I'll follow someone so much so I'll know their kids' names that I feel an emotional connection when it's their birthday. I'm like, oh my God, he's growing up. Never met him before. That's the power of consistent content creation.
Wow, that is so true. That is so
Mhm.
true because I mean, in this society, which is, and literally you're talking about my next question because I was going to ask you for the person that is traditional is like, okay, I own my business, Linnita. Like, I'm a business owner. I'm a carpenter. I sell, furnitures and stuff like that. Why should I care creating
Mm,
content? What's so important? Why can't I just focus on my business the way I know how,
mm,
right? The way it's always been. And
yep.
those are the type of people I want you to talk to now, right? Because what am I missing? Or if I'm
Mm,
missing anything, right? Or if it's just a style or a choice, do you believe,
mhm.
right, that in today's society, would you say is quote unquote vital for a business to survive in this society by leveraging content creation, or don't worry about it, just do the traditional way? What would you say?
Think about the last time for that person. Think about the last time you wanted a referral to something and how you vetted if it was legit. Restaurant, carpet cleaning service,
Mm-hmm.
graphic designer. I'll tell you the first thing that I do, I literally go to Instagram. I want a visual of your credibility. That's what Instagram is. It's a portfolio, basically. That's why I don't think you should be posting pictures of you in the club on Saturday, but that's neither here nor there. Um, and I go there, I look at the reviews on Facebook. Even when it comes down to picking like healthcare providers, if I see someone has an active social media, that lets me know they have a modern office. So I like modern, I like
Mm-hmm.
electronic onboarding, those sorts of things. If they're on ZocDoc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yes. So let me take that back. You could exist and have a referral based business with no social media. You absolutely could. You could exist. You could thrive with a consistent presence on social media because you're maintaining visibility, meaning you're top of mind for your service because people keep seeing you. There's this lawn mowing company. It's called JP Lawn, not JP, JL Lawn Mowing Services. They're always showing their work. Now, I don't even have a lawn to mow, but because I see them every day, if someone asks me, "Do you know a lot?" They would be the first thing to come to mind. I say, "Oh yeah, here's their social media." Never met the person because I've seen them consistently, and that's the psychology of buying too. People have to see it several times before they make a purchase. I think it's at least 7 times a person sees it before they
Mm-hmm.
buy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so with that in mind, if you want to grow something, if you want to scale something, if you want greater profit margins, if you want a bigger presence, I do feel while it is expected that you will do exceptional work, yes, and it's expected that people will refer you, yes. Going above and beyond would be having some type of content creation consistently. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. And as you were speaking, what I was picturing in my head is the type of philosophy and type of society that we're in today, where we're in a microwave type of society, where fast food type of society, where we want everything now, fast, turn around. And so if you're in the type of industry where you provide services, Your way of giving them a taste of that fast food is by actually giving them a glimpse into what you offer. And the only way you can do that is by creating content and showing them what they can receive if they were to book you. Like, are you a builder? Or you build houses? You have a portfolio online somewhere I can take a look at right now before I can even make up my mind to try to come and book a meeting with you in your office or anything like that. What's that quick fast food experience you can offer me? That's what I was thinking about. And you just made me go there as you were speaking. I was like, okay, that is crucial because in reality, you're right. And underlining word there, could survive, potentially, survive. But at the same time, I humbly believe that content creation is more for the target audience than for ourselves. Because I know myself. I know all the things that I can offer you. So I don't need to create anything to show myself I can do it. I'm the one producing the content to tell you, look at what I can offer you. So if I really care about the clients, where they're at, I want to meet them where they're at because that's also customer service, right? Go find your target audience where they're at. So if you have an expert in that, right, to help your company grow, well, they're going to tell you, well, if they are, depending on what type of business you have, if they are spending most of their time on I don't know, TikTok, guess where you have to go promote yourself? TikTok and create content.
On TikTok, yes.
Right. So for me, humbly believe is less about us, about what we like, what we don't like. No, it's not about that. It's about, okay,
I love it.
Do I want your money? I got to go find you and I got to promote and market myself so you can find me. And from there, now we can grow a database. That's awesome. I love it. I love this conversation that we're having with you because this is what we do here at the Content Creators University. And one thing that we've noticed, right, is that according to statistics, we've learned that 4 business out of 5 today want to leverage content creation to grow their business, right? And this is statistics 2021/2022, where prior to that, it says that 1 out of 5 care to create content to grow their business. So that's leading me to one thing, is asking you, since you have been doing this, how exactly has your business tangibly grown by doing this? Share with us a little bit.
Yeah, I am in the business, to be quite honest, of making people feel good. Like when they're looking for a speaker, a trainer, the first thing that comes to mind is I want somebody who can come and create an experience in the room. If they don't know me, the first thing that they either ask me for or I know that they want to hear my sound and feel my energy. Now I could reply to them and send them some old video footages and a Google link, but I'm almost certain that 80% of them either go to some visual platform, likely YouTube for long form content and Instagram for very quick, I want to get a glimpse. But last year, every client call, I call them a happy call. I jump on and we introduce ourselves. And I asked, if you don't mind, how did you learn about the work that we're doing? And all of them reference it's either a referral or I saw this, likely Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I saw this. I watched this. They're consuming the content that was created intentionally for the target audience. So that lets me know that it's working. And it's also encouragement to keep creating it. Yeah.
Oh, now thinking about it, what you're saying is so true. Same here in the type of industry I'm in. 99%, whether they were referred or not, have gone and Googled. See, that's a word now, right? Google's so powerful now, it's in the dictionary. Googled. I've Googled you, right? They've Googled me and taking the time to look into what I could potentially offer them. And so whenever when I get in a meeting with them, they always share, man, I've seen what you can do. So pretty much for me, that's 50% of the job. Even though you still have 50% to really, deliver with this client, that's 50% already. Like they're 50% a believer versus
Meaning you gotta
I
sell
don't
them.
know. Thank you.
You don't have to sell anything. You've won them over and you didn't do anything but produce content. They just want to know what's the cost and what does the working relationship look like. So, to be honest, I don't want to jump on a sales call and sell myself every time. Sometimes I do want to know that you have a level of trust and likeness that I can leverage. The next goal is just positioning it where it's a win-win. And so if content can do that for you on the front end, I don't know why a person wouldn't do it.
Absolutely, because I mean today that's the way to live. That's the way to live, and which explains the statistics, right? Which most businesses are trying to do that. So that flipping it to the other side, that means that that's a career. You have a complete new careers now in colleges now. You have social media management as a class that you're taking. My wife is a teacher. She teaches college. I'm telling you, I was surprised, right? In my time when I was going to college, we didn't have that. Now, social media management is something you can go to college for. That tells you how much technology
That's
is a
true.
leading force in our society today.
That's true.
And so we need to not let technology, in my humble opinion, control us, but just leverage it. Take advantage of the tools that we have today, where we're doing something like this today, where we're broadcasting this around the world, around the globe. Anybody, anywhere in this world right now can watch this broadcast, where back in the day, it will cost us an arm and a leg to be able to produce this type of thing, or even have a
True.
production of this quality, which,
True.
leading me to, the physical aspect of gear acquisition and purchase. And I want you to talk to us about it. Right? How did you feel prior to upgrading, everything? And would you say is very tangible, right? It doesn't break the bank, and that almost anybody that knows how to, use social media, computer can do what you do by producing content.
Upgrading my home studio, and I'm in my bedroom actually. Most people are like, "Where are you?" I'm in my bedroom.
Wow.
Upgrading I'm gonna say bedroom space
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
made me feel like putting on a all white pantsuit with cigarette cut length and a pair of red bottoms with a nice black luxury designer tote bag. Like,
Hmm.
imagine a woman how she feels getting out of her Audi A7 or her Tesla Model S, those are my dream cars, with a white, well-tailored pantsuit. That's how I feel when I live stream with my setup. I have a level of I feel good about how it visually appeals to the person on the other side of the camera who is watching. I wasn't even aware of the importance of those things when I had a traditional setup. I was using my cell phone with a
Mm-hmm.
ring light.
Mm-hmm.
My content was still good. Visually, it was horrible, but I didn't know. But when I saw the distinction between the two, and I know that my content is good, I felt an obligation to enhance how it looks. W- Just imagine, like, you know, um, in The Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith was looking for his job, we're gonna say he was in the wilderness, like he was just
Mm-hmm.
struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't all, he wasn't the well best groomed. And when he got groomed, and the level of the distinction in his energy, I feel like, while I don't have no proof, I do feel like that has changed for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I would equate upgrading my setup to feeling like getting a nice tailored pantsuit. But I will say this, I do think that is tangible. I did it over time. I didn't say, okay, I need everything on this list. It was progressive. And honestly, once I started with one thing, I can't remember if I did the camera first. Yeah, I did the camera first. And I started adding on the other components. It was actually like exciting almost like because I was learning new technology and I'm growing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people see the value in that too. They say, "Oh wow, they've invested in this. They're really serious about what it is that they're communicating." I hands down, I think that that message translates to any investment for sure.
Cool.
Mhm.
You know what, Linnita, as you're speaking, one thing that was coming to my spirit is, what you said, the way you felt first, right? Because for anybody watching this broadcast, I mean, I got to say that we look good. We're looking good on camera. We got to say it unapologetically. No, seriously, because we can do this same show, talk about this same thing in PJs, and it will drastically change the mood, the look, everything. The same conversation,
That's
like
true.
exactly the same thing.
Wow.
So when we're talking about taking what you're doing seriously and people taking you seriously for people to actually pay for your services, question is, how seriously are you taking yourself? And how do you even feel as you're doing? And you said something crucial, Linnita, is that something that is appealing to you. Like, would you like to see a broadcast where you yourself, which is you're the host, where you on PJs and look, or you've taken the time to polish yourself, polish your studio, your setup, microphone, audio, everything, clean everything up and sit down and actually broadcast? Which one would you prefer? Because if we look at prime time, Fox, TV, CNN, news, or any, if we look at prime time, they're always polished. So if they're always polishing themselves, there must be a reason why.
Yeah. And I want to add this. Yesterday, I hosted a private virtual book signing, and I did the book signing like a virtual event. I had a countdown. I had music
Hmm.
playing. I was using Zoom. Um, I had an opening video with my mom. It had a lower third. I had a lower third for
Mm-hmm.
the entire duration of the event, which is just a graphic to describe what the event was. It was branded. And I had some visuals. I was using Ecamm Live, had some visuals to display inside of the book. And I had a call to action with a graphic, a spin the
Mm-hmm.
wheel. Like it was visually stimulating. Now, I also had an event manager to kind of like spotlight when things shifted because that's important too when you're doing a virtual event so that they can focus on whatever is the subject at the time and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that everybody is muted. So I did have that. But one of the comments that I got was because I opened up the floor for Q&A after they said, congratulations. He said, is this a one-man band? Because I've been on several Zoom calls and this is phenomenal. Like, this isn't even like I was watching the whole time. I felt like if I took my eyes off, I was going to miss something. And this is an executive, like, gets like work very close to C-suites. So for him to say that validated that he could see the investment of the production of not just the virtual book signing, but that translates to any of my content. And I
Mm-hmm.
took that opportunity to share with him, I take this serious. So when I understood that there was an opportunity for me to upgrade how I looked visually, I said we need to do that. And so I wanted to say that because while I create content for social media, the setup also helps me to host events in my space and nurture my community at the same level of excellence. Yeah, I could host a virtual event from my cell phone and I could. No one says you can't.
Right,
But
right,
think
right.
about the environment that you can create when it has a level of like excellence. Like people are intrigued.
They sure are.
Yeah.
They sure are. And yeah, I mean, again, this goes back to the people, not you. Because if it's just for you, you can, again, grab your cell phone and have fun. But who is this for? You know, Who's it for? Like those events, graduation, college graduation. Let's talk about that for a second. Look at how much preparation goes into that. I mean, the college themselves, they don't need to spend all that money and everything, but they want to make that event memorable for the students. They've worked hard. This is the time to celebrate. We need to create a memorable time, event, photographers, cameras. I mean, a whole stadium, invite your family. The whole thing is so amazing that when you leave, you can't forget that day. And
That's
it's
good.
all for the student.
That's so good. That's a great example. The university gets nothing out of that. Mm.
But we think about it, they really don't. Like, what do they get out of? You pay your tuition, it's over. In reality, they could
That's
mail you
true.
your degree and say, deuces, right? Say, there you go, you're done.
And
It's
you know
not
what? Let me
mandatory.
connect it. The nostalgic feeling that you get when you think about graduation, if you had a great experience, they are technically building relationships so that you can continue to support them, if that's through money or your time or service or telling other people about your experience. And again, that might be a form of content creation. Well, events are technically, but
They
you're
are.
building rapport and relationship. It's intentional. That's a good example.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how you build that generational wealth, because now
Mm,
there's some families that swear by a certain college. I mean, in this family, this is where we go.
yep.
This is where we go because of
Yep.
this, and that, right? We build that relationship. We've been going here for the past 40 years, right? That's how
That's
you
true.
build it. So if you think about it, they don't really have to do it, but they're doing it because of the value that's given back to them. That I'm talking about the instant gratification type of mindset. That is not always what we should focus on, because sometime, or should I say, a lot of time in business, we got to also cultivate the future long-term gratification. Where I know by doing this with this client, or by offering this for free, or by just checking in and making sure whenever I see the client, hey, I just want to check in. Let me help you do this. And you're not asking anything in return. That client will go to a competitor and not get that. And remember to know this other
Yeah.
vendor cares so much, because how do we actually prove that we care, right? Isn't the little things that care so much that they wouldn't even care to be paid for that. They just cared that I am successful. Again, now you, the client. So the client's going to be like, you care so much that they are successful that they have to come back to you to make you their permanent vendor. Think about that, Linnita.
Wow.
Isn't this
That's
amazing?
powerful. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. You've been doing this for a while, and I know you've learned some lessons, right? As I'm looking at the time, like, geez, we've gone to the end of this show. So let me ask you, you've learned some lessons, some do's and don'ts, right? Or do nots, right? Share with us a little bit as a business owner, content creator. What would you say are the things that for you are the do's? Definitely got to do that to keep growing, keep elevating, and the do nots, things that you don't want to do, or you don't believe people that are doing similar things should be doing. Share with us a little bit. We want to learn.
Okay. Let's start with the do's. I do feel that it's important to learn the language of your target audience, not what's grammatically correct or societal correct, however, whatever correctness you follow, whatever manual. If your audience does not speak that language, it is the wrong language. And
Mhm.
likely, if it's not plain language, not terms, textbook terms, like real plain, like if you say things like, we're invested in the economic um, pathway that in charters, like that's not plain language. We are committed to funding like basic language. So that's
Mhm.
one. Do speak basic terminology every time in your captions and your visuals. Do have a balance between life and business. Um, so I think when people can get a sneak peek sometimes here and there, like what you're doing when you're not working,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes of your family, of you, what it looks like behind the scenes, you with chilling with no makeup on, sometimes like a real person, like let people see a real you. Um,
Hmm.
and I always say, do have your own vocabulary. I technically I'm a professional speaker, so I see speakers all the time. If you really want me to listen to you, you have to have your own. I have to know that you haven't regurgitated several speeches that you heard over online. We are all
Hmm.
technically regurgitating different forms of information. We've just adapted our own language. And
Mm-hmm.
so take
Mm-hmm.
time to figure out what that is for you. Like I say, home is the neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU. That's like me saying home is so important. Your home is vital. It is critical. Like that's distinctively different. You can conceptualize a NICU and that is critical and that it's important, but that's the kind of vocabulary that I like to use. So finding words that your audience can relate to, that's yours. That when people think of that, they think of you.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's a part of being original. I would say also do the only way I got consistent is hiring someone. As much as I thought I could be consistent on my own, I couldn't. Even I've been consistent for a good month and then something happens and something happens that prohibits me from posting or prohibits me from finishing the video. Consistency started when I delegated that task. And I'll be honest, it was difficult to take my hands off of my personal brand, and technically my hands ain't off. It's very
Mm-hmm.
on. But it was way more gripped in the beginning. I'm like, "No, don't say that. Don't post that. That's not something I would say." But I realized that I had to train the individuals. I'm on my second social media manager to speak my voice and what that looked like. So to me, consistency came with delegation. Some people can say I can do it on my own. So that those are a few do's. Let's get to the don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about things that are unrelated to your platform. As much as I really want to get on and tell y'all about my dating stories, I promise you, you would be so entertained. You would be flabbergasted about them. I want to so bad, JP. Sometimes I'm like, wait, if I could just tell them, they would die laughing, right? Because we assume that when we get engagement, comments, and likes, that has a value. That has no value if it's not
Mm-hmm.
relative to what you're selling. That's what I mean by strategic. So I never talk about that. I mean, as much as I want to. I'll give you a real life example. I posted a video of my grandma on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It basically went viral. I don't even open TikTok all the time. That's how inconsistent I am on the platforms I don't manage. So I created the video on TikTok because I like the video elements. Like I like the editing and that sort of thing. And it was sentimental. I mean, it was special to me. So I posted it, came back 3 days later, it had 9,700 views, 300 new friends. And I'm like, oh, wow. And it has nothing to do with what I do. That was my first lesson. Like, I know this already, but it was grandma's
Mm-hmm.
birthday. But it was a lesson like, if that content was valuable, that would have translated to book sales and it would have
Mm-hmm.
translated to potential buyers and it
Mm-hmm.
would have given me a different kind of visibility. But as of right now, those 300 people just know that I love my grandma. So you could argue and say, well, they're there now, which is true, but now I have to educate them what I really do. So I wish it would have happened the reverse. I would have got them in on something that was like meaningful to my work and then continue to build a relationship with things like grandma. So that's a real good example of that. And
That's
if that
good.
video had gone viral, I likely could have picked up some brand partnerships because it's
Mm-hmm.
in alignment to my work. So the disalignment, while it has a lot of views and a whole lot of comments that I didn't even respond to, I was like, I can't. This is too much. Everyone saying, love grandma, love grandma, love grandma." I'm like, I love her too, but that's not the point of content. So yeah, don't could your I, don't create content that doesn't is not in alignment with your brand. Yes, sometimes you share those insights, but that shouldn't be the focus.
That's
That's the
powerful.
other thing I'll
That's
say.
powerful.
Um, I would say, this is such a good question, but
Give us one more.
one more. When people discover you, I think of my content creation as if no one ever heard of me before, and then someone says, "Hey, go check out Linnita."
Mm,
What I want them to see when they land, the first few things, I don't want them to have to scroll to figure out what it is. So
mm,
think about that as you're posting, like, the activity. If your last 5 posts were about vacation, like, how can you make that relative to your work? People
mm,
shouldn't have to dig to find the substance to your content. So if I post about grandma on Monday, on Tuesday, something is going to be there related to my work. I'm very conscientious about that because I'm thinking
mhm,
about how I look for information. Quick, are they credible? Are they good? Are they relevant? Can they meet my needs? I'm not scrolling for 10 minutes to figure that out. And I really don't like when someone has a professional service or platform or they're selling something, but I have to go through their vacation pics to I don't like that. So I try to think of my little anal self. So I guess my don't would be in moderation of you sharing those things, just be cognizant about how a new person, not your community that loves you, not your family and friends who already like and trust you, and not your
mhm.
existing clients who already like and trust you, but a new buyer or new prospect, if they encounter your content, how quickly can they get to the substance? That would be, I don't know how to phrase that in a don't, but that would be it.
Wow. I've been taking note. Powerful, man. I hope you guys are taking note because she does this for a living. People pay her to speak, to teach. I'm telling you, folks, take note because I am, right? I'm always looking for ways to learn from anything, anybody. That is my philosophy. And I've been learning a lot, Linnita, and that is phenomenal because as you were speaking, my takeaway is show up every day as if it was your first day,
Mm,
right? I got to show up every day because I never know who's I'm going to meet that day. And as they're
yeah.
discovering me that day, it has to be very easy. And especially when we're thinking about the type of society we're in, where people don't have time to spend 30 minutes trying to figure out who you are. You want to make sure that, like this said, right, you want to make an impression in 30 seconds or less. And
Mhm.
back in the day, when your boy used to do some rap, I'll tell you that producers say, if in the first if in the first 10 to 15 seconds you don't impress me, I don't want to hear.
Mm.
So
Yes,
that's crucial. And that was back in the
that's
day.
real.
That was yeah,
Mhm.
back in the day. Like, like the song get hitting hard, I'm good. First 10 to 15 seconds. I mean, your
Yes.
bars are not hitting hard. Now, that's not it. It's not a hit. What? If
Yeah,
interview,
and that makes me think of when people post videos and they have the logo and some sound, some music coming. I'm not watching that. It
no,
need to get straight to the point. You need to jump in, "Hey, welcome," but I don't wanna see, "Now presenting to." No, unless I know you. But if I
right.
don't know you, I'm not watching that.
Now think about this,
Get
right?
straight to the point.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it to make it easy for folks. Let's think about when we're watching TV. We're watching a TV show, episode 2 or 17. They show you one thing previously in, right? They show you a glimpse previously in this before they even go to the trailer or anything else. They show you what happened previously, even though it's the same show you've been watching. But guess what? It may air once a week, twice a week. So they're giving you a recap. So even if you just discover the show on episode 3 or season 5, it gives you a
True,
little background and you can follow from there. It's crucial
true.
that we are able to connect with you despite the season you're in of life,
Mhm.
regardless of
That's
which
good.
episode you're in. People got to be able to follow. Give us a recap, right? Meaning, allow us to position ourselves on the same level of understanding according to where you're at in
Mhm.
your journey. Then talk to us about your journey. That
Mm-hmm.
is what seals the deal. And talking about journey, Linnita, we've got to the end, and I want you to tell us where has the journey taken you as of today? I'm hearing summit. I'm hearing a new book you mentioned. I'm hearing new branding. I mean, let us know so we can support.
So much stuff happening in 2022. Oh my gosh, it's only February. But we released my fourth book project, which is called The Pursuit of Black Excellence for Teens. It's a workbook that focuses on self-discovery, community engagement, career development, and global connectivity. JP is actually a featured. We call him like a coach, a featured coach in the book by way of QR codes through what we call like supplemental learning videos to the
Mm-hmm.
content. So the Pursuit of Black Excellence for Teens is available online at thepursuitforteens.com. So that's the book. And my church said to me, because you have a book, let's host a book signing. And content creation, this is good. This is teaching live. I could host a book signing, right? People could come, they'll buy the books and they'll leave. Or I could use that as an opportunity because it's a platform. I have a medium
Mm-hmm.
sized church as a community event to get in front of more people who not only would buy the book, but eventually will look to me or my organization for services. So, what you think
Mm-hmm.
I picked?
Yep.
We're gonna host an event. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
technically, that's what you said you wanted me to do, a signing. I'm not calling it that. But I'm requiring to attend the summit, you have to purchase a book. So it is a book signing, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to teach. And so again, being strategic. So the upcoming event is called the Black Teen Summit, and the inspiration is driven from BET's former Teen Summit that used to be held. It's like an open dialogue, like uncensored. They call it uncut, casual conversation. We're going to just talk about the realities of being a Black teen, the realities and the pressures. And then I'm going to come in and do a masterclass about how to plan and leverage the life that they are privileged to have. And so all of this is very relevant to the content in the book. But again, being strategic about the opportunities that you do get when you get them, and then leveraging your existing content to do so. So I'm excited about that. The Black Teen Summit is going to be held in my hometown. I reside in Maryland. It'll be in
Mm-hmm.
Temple Hills, Maryland. There is a live stream component, so you don't have to live in Maryland to attend. And that information is on LinnitaHosten.com/summit. So yeah, that's all we have in the neighborhood cooking. And it's travel season for me for events and conferences. That starts up in March, and I'm on the road intermittently between March and October. So God is busy in the
Oh,
life of
sure
me.
is. He sure is. And we are celebrating all your success today and every day. Blessings to you. These are amazing folks. Remember, the book is available. Go ahead and get yourself a copy of The Pursuit of Black Excellence. And just go to the website, right? thepursuitofblackexcellence.com, if I'm correct, right? And then let's go. Of course, if you have a teen that will enjoy this summit, go ahead and invite your teen to connect, and that is linnitahosten.com/summit, right? Linnita, if you're listening to the podcast, LINNITAHOSTEN.com/summit, right? Go ahead and register. You can register today, all right, for the event. And as you were sharing, this is March 19th, right? Taking place Saturday, March 19th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Black Teen Summit. That is amazing, Linnita. Thank you so much. And of course, I wanted to go ahead and add for the folks that want to go social with Linnita, she is available across social media. She is on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that. And the hashtag is @Linnita Hosten, right? Go ahead and connect with her. If you want to work with her, book her for your event or anything like that, I can tell you one thing. I enjoy everything she does, and she does that with excellence. She's also the CEO of Excellence Brewery. And Excellence Brewery is something that is powerful. Go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and look into her. Google her like we're talking about, and you will be impressed at the amazing things she's doing for her community and for her target audience, right? Linnita, we appreciate you. Blessings to you. And I'm going to let you wait backstage as I go ahead and close. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Blessings to you again. Yes, ma'am. Family, this is it. This is what we do here at Content Creators University. And this is episode finale, right? Closing the Black History Month celebration right here on the Content Creators University. We'll be back again, as you know, with the traditional episodes. So go ahead, stick around, folks. That's what I want you to do. Stick around and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate this type of conversation, and activate the bell icon so you're always notified, every single time we go live. I want to go ahead and take the time and give a shout out to the folks that joined us live. Robert Hazard, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. First Lady Cree, thank you so much. And I'm looking at all of you guys that are coming in and watching us across multiple platforms, folks. We appreciate you. And again, we'll be back next week. You guys already know, for another episode. Be safe, like we always say. Shalom. Bye-bye, family.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. This nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.